Hey there, and welcome back. We are in the bay today, and it's like April. It's late April already, actually. It's probably April 22nd or so. I have not gotten out in the bay really at all this spring. And last time I was out here was like in March when I was testing out the trolling motor. You know, it's just been really windy, been very busy, and I'm sure that's been true for a lot of the Northeast. It's just been very windy this spring. So I don't feel like I was missing out too much, but it's nice to just finally get out here. I'm in my dry suit, but I'm very hot because the air temps are in the 60s. The water temps are still like 51, 52. Yeah, it's just a little too cold still for my liking, so I went on the safe side, but this thing is no longer a dry suit because I am completely drenched with sweat on the inside. That's, I guess, one of the downsides of dry suits is that they don't really work great in these kind of conditions where it's hot air temps but cold water. So you just kind of got to get used to it. Yeah, I'm gonna get out here and try to do some underwater. One thing I want to try is these soft baits that everyone claims work for blackfish in the spring. I dug up some sandworms, bought regular clams at the bait shop. I have mud crabs. I'm not looking all too hopeful because this water does not look good. And I do have a new lens in my underwater camera too, so we'll see how that works. All right, catch it back in. So here you'll notice the picture is a little red or magenta, and that's because the lens has no UV filter. So it's actually meant to be for night vision. So I do have some plans to try out infrared with an infrared light. I want to try and see if I can get some more, deeper water, darker shots to get out. So that's coming later. But I also just want to see if I can see any UV light at shallow depths. So I first tried the mud crab and sandworm. And here's a nice sized blackfish. Not showing much interest though, specifically at the worm. Alright, this next clip, I had the jig on a separate rod with some clam on there. And yeah, I see him moving around a little bit, but then I let it be still. And sure enough, a blackfish comes in here and looks, but he looks specifically at the head of the jig. So watch this closely. I know it's hard to see, but you see how he's really looking at the head of the jig head right there. So I just found that very, very intriguing. So I really had to get inside this structure to really get the blackfish on camera. I didn't see them coming out of this structure, so they're really deep in there. Once again, very similar to last year. And yeah, I'm finding very similar behavior to last year using frozen green crabs. So here you see one kind of circling the clam. So I pretty much used clam for the rest of the time because I did catch one fish on clam. So then I just kept using clam for the underwater. Here you see another relatively small sized blackfish come in and look at the bait. See him there on the bottom, coming up around the right. And if you keep watching, he's going to make a full 360 look at this bait. He's going to go behind the log there and come back around on the left. And you see him there on the bottom left? So yeah, very inquisitive behavior. In this clip, they're kind of moving a little quicker. Maybe they got spooked by something else that I was doing. So you see that one that went by, and then this one going by pretty quick. Yeah, that's about it. As you can see, and I use the belly part of the clam too, the smelly part of the clam. Really tried to get these guys to bite it, but they're definitely curious, but they just don't seem very hungry, even with the water temps above 50. I actually have a blackfish. Oh, yeah. It's a nice female. Wow. I'm shocked. It's about 15 and a half. So we'll for sure let her go. Was not expecting that. It's a 10-pound test right there.